people don't always like you, and they're not always happy for you. And if you surround yourself with people who are not accustomed to your success, they become fearful, they become scared.
Some truths should never be spoken out loud. Some things in life, no matter how tempting it is to share, are best kept in silence. Think about it. Every time you reveal too much about yourself, you give the world a little more power over you. Power to judge you. Power to copy you. Power to envy you. And worst of all, power to use your own words against you. And in an age of oversharing, where people broadcast every detail of their lives on social media, where breakfast plates, relationship fights, financial wins, and personal struggles are all put on display, protecting your privacy isn't just wise, it's survival. There's an old saying, the less people know about you, the safer you are, and history proves it. From powerful leaders to master strategists, the people who achieved the greatest success often did so quietly, revealing little, moving in silence, and letting results speak for them. So here's the real question. What should you never share? What are the things so personal, so critical, that exposing them could weaken your position in life? In this video, we'll uncover 7 things you must keep private if you want to protect your peace, preserve your power, and build a life that no one can sabotage. Because remember, secrets aren't always lies. Sometimes, secrets are the shield that keeps your destiny safe. Dreams are fragile in their earliest stages. Like a flame in the wind, they can be blown out before they even take shape. When you share your goals too soon, before they've matured into action, you expose them to doubt, envy, and even sabotage. Psychologists call this the social reality effect. When you tell people your plans, your brain feels a false sense of accomplishment. You get the dopamine rush of being praised for an idea, even though nothing has been done yet. This makes you less motivated to actually follow through. In other words, talking too much about your goals can trick you into feeling like you've already achieved them when you haven't. Think about it. The greatest inventors, leaders, and entrepreneurs in history, they worked in silence. Walt Disney didn't broadcast every idea before it was built. He unveiled them when they were ready. Steve Jobs never told the world exactly what Apple was working on. He let the product launches shake the world in silence. Even military strategy follows this principle. Great generals reveal their moves only when the enemy has no time to react. Why? Because once your plan is public, you lose control of it. Your goals deserve that same protection. Keep them safe, nurture them quietly, and let your results surprise the world. Because sometimes, the loudest move you can make is silence. Oversharing personal details is one of the most common mistakes people make, especially in the digital age. When you reveal too much about your relationships, whether romantic or family, you invite outside energy into something that should be private. The problem isn't just envy or gossip, it's also distortion. People interpret what you share through their own biases, their own insecurities, their own experiences. That can create cracks where there were none. Suddenly, your private argument becomes everyone's entertainment. Your happy moments become everyone's envy. Think of the strongest relationships you know, the couples who last decades. How often do you see them broadcasting their intimacy online? Rarely, if ever. They protect it. They nurture it quietly. They understand that privacy doesn't mean secrecy. It means respect. There's another truth here. The more you expose your personal life, the more you weaken it. In medieval times, a king's family was guarded like treasure because enemies knew that harming the family was the easiest way to destroy the king. Today, it's the same principle. Your personal life is sacred ground. Share it with the people inside it, not with an audience who may not have your best interests at heart. Few topics spark more curiosity, envy, and judgment than money. And yet, whether you're wealthy or struggling, your financial details should almost always remain private. If you share that you're struggling, you may attract pity, or worse, people who see an opportunity to exploit you. If you boast about wealth, you invite jealousy, opportunists, and even threats. This is why the world's richest families often live with understated modesty. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and Waltons built dynasties without flaunting their wealth on every corner. Because true wealth whispers, it never shouts. The key is discretion. Your salary, your investments, your debts, your net worth. These are details only you, your spouse, and your trusted advisors need to know. Because the less people know about your money, the harder it is for them to manipulate, criticize, or undermine you. Remember, financial strength is built in silence and revealed only in security. As Warren Buffett once said, the stock market is designed to transfer money from the active to the patient. In the same way, life transfers power from the boastful to the discreet. One of the greatest advantages you can have in life is unpredictability. When everyone knows your next step, they can prepare for it, block it, or copy it. But when you move in silence, you hold all the power. Think about athletes. They don't reveal their strategy before the game. Think about generals. They don't announce their attacks before battle. Think about entrepreneurs. They don't tell the world about their innovations until they're ready to launch. The element of surprise is worth more than applause. There's also peace in keeping your next move private. When people don't know what you're working on, they can't interfere. You don't have to deal with questions, expectations, or the weight of someone else's judgment. You're free to build without distraction. So, whether you're switching careers, starting a business, or working on a big project, resist the urge to announce it too soon. Protect your next move like treasure. Let the world find out only when it's undeniable, when your success is already real. We all have weaknesses. We all have insecurities. But here's the hard truth. Not everyone deserves to know them. Because while the right person can support you, the wrong person will use them against you. History and psychology both prove this. Kings kept their vulnerabilities hidden because they knew rivals would exploit them. Athletes don't advertise injuries before a game because opponents could take advantage. Even in politics and business, revealing your flaws to the wrong people is like handing them a weapon. That doesn't mean you should never be vulnerable. Vulnerability with the right people can be powerful and healing, but vulnerability with the wrong people becomes ammunition. So be selective. Share your struggles with mentors, loved ones, or professionals you trust. Not with casual acquaintances, not with strangers online. Your weaknesses are part of your humanity, but they don't need to be public property. Protect them. Work on them privately. Transform them into strengths at your own pace. Because once your flaws are out in the open, you no longer control the narrative. Others do. We live in a culture where people broadcast every good deed for likes and applause. But true kindness doesn't need an audience. It's about the act itself, not the recognition. The ancient wisdom still holds. Do good in silence and let the results speak. When you make your generosity a performance, it loses its purity. It becomes about ego, not impact. But quiet kindness, anonymous donations, unseen help, unspoken support carries more weight. It touches lives deeply without ever asking for credit.
I think life is a learning process, and you read books, you read stories, you empathize with people. I had always empathized with people who have it tough in life, and the world is full of people who don't get enough to eat.
Think of the philanthropists who changed the world without seeking fame. Chuck Feeney, the billionaire who gave away his fortune to fund education and healthcare, lived so modestly that people didn't even know he was wealthy. That's real wealth. Impact without ego. When you broadcast kindness, you build a reputation. When you practice quiet kindness, you build character. And in the long run, character is far more valuable than applause. Your beliefs, values, and inner growth are sacred. They belong to you. But when you share them recklessly, you expose them to ridicule, debate, and even mockery from people who may never understand. Spirituality, reflection, and growth are deeply personal. Whether you meditate, pray, journal, or practice self-development, these rituals form the foundation of your strength. But they lose power when you turn them into a performance. Your inner growth is for your peace, not for public validation. The philosopher Socrates once said, "Know thyself." That wisdom still applies. Your inner journey is yours alone. Protect it. Nurture it quietly. Share it only with those who uplift you. Because your soul's evolution doesn't need an audience. It needs devotion. So what ties all of these 7 things together? They are the pieces of your life that lose value when exposed too soon, too often, or to the wrong people. Privacy is not about hiding, it's about protecting. It's about creating a safe boundary around the most important parts of your life. Remember this, when you move in silence, you move in strength. The world doesn't need to know everything. Let your success, your peace, and your actions speak louder than your words. Because at the end of the day, the less people know about you, the harder it is for them to control you. Keep your privacy, guard your power, and let your life shine quietly on your terms.